Welcome everybody. It's TT here with Intuitive Minds Already Know. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a member. How's everybody doing? Are we all going to be hunkered down for the big snowstorm that's coming? How's everybody doing? Did we have a good week? All right. So tonight, as promised, if you've been... Hello, Laura, and hello, Tim. If you've been following me, we are going to do the next two Zodiac signs for 2022 and 2023. So we're going to do like reflection. We're going to pull a card for reflection, and then we're going to pull a card for projection or prediction. All right. So if you were born between the days of April 20th and May 20th, you are a, Taurus and Gemini tonight. So if you were born between the months of, or the days between April 20th and May 20th, you are a Taurus. And if you are born between the days of 5/21 and 6/20, it'd be June 20th, you are a Gemini. Oh, yay, yay, yay. Which one are you, Tim? Are you a Taurus or a Gemini? It doesn't matter. I'm going to pull a card when we're done if you are not a Taurus or Gemini. So I'm going to pull a card at the end for the collective. All right. How I do this is I shuffle some decks. I'm going to keep using the decks that we've been using thus far. If you watched the last 2 weeks, I used you're the bull. I don't know what the bull is. Is that the Taurus? I'm going to use this Messenger Oracle book, Oracle deck. I'm going to use that one for the 2023. And then for the reflection, I'm going to use these. All right. Okay. Let's begin. As we do this, I ask for my spirit guides and my spirit animals, spirit in general, to come forward and use me as a conduit. I allow my energy to flow freely through me, and just going to interpret the messages the best I can, folks. All right, so let's reflect on Taurus right now. Divine Soul. Show everybody here. This is for my, we are reflecting on Taurus right now. Your energy itself is enough to create worlds and move mountains. It's time to shine your light. It's time to rise. It's time to step fully into the goddess you were born to be. Own her or him. So right away, I am drawn to the red gem. And red represents the root chakra. So you have become deeply grounded and rooted in 2022. And I think we kind of had to by force. You know, I'm going to reflect a lot on COVID because that was such a detrimental influence on the last couple of years. But I see like there's bubbles. Did you find a little bit of playfulness? Did you find your playful feminine energy in 2022? Because who doesn't like bubbles? But then the mountains are, you know, they have sharp, jagged edges, like this diamond here, or this gem, this ruby, whatever you want to call it. It's got, you know, a sharp side that a lot of people, when we have rings on, for instance, mine, you can't see that sharp, jagged part there. All we see is the outside, the soft, smooth edges. So maybe you were able to kind of pull your mask off, metaphorically, metaphysically speaking, and really start to let people see the true you. Maybe you saw your true you. Maybe you started to allow your true you to shine, to come out and say, this is who I want to be. In the mountains, you know, we think of mountains as dangerous or uncharted territory, that's uncharted territory. So I see a lot of things that you overcame this year or this past year in 2022, kind of by force, but you didn't resist it. You embraced it. I really like this card. It looks really different in my phone here. All right, so that's reflection. I love that. And you know, mountains are always, you know, they're higher altitude level. So you are kind of ascending into who you really want to be, and that makes sense. Divine soul. Who do you really want to be? Who do you want to see? I like that. I really like that. Okay, that was reflection for Taurus. I'll leave that out. Who are our Tauruses? Please comment. Please comment. All right, I'm just going to shuffle these one more time. And this is going to be our prediction or projection for our Tauruses for 2023. See the truth. Well, that goes right along with, you know, yourself. See your true self. And the number is 39. So 3 plus 9 is 12, and 1 plus 2 is 3. So 3 is a very powerful number. And this owl is very wise. So use your wisdom to see the truth. And that's like a little Celtic or Celtic, however you want to pronounce it, that little symbol down here. And this owl, he's got that little, it's like he has that in his talons. I know, I'm just getting like the yo-yo, like he's doing the yo-yo. And yo-yos aren't the easiest to, it takes practice. It takes practice. So maybe we are being, so for 2023, my interpretation of this card is that we need to enjoy balance. See the truth in the balance. See the truth in the good and see the truth in the bad. Because either way, there's truth. And you need to balance it. Balance it out. You're going to have your ups and downs, you know, but if you lead with truth and you trust your heart, you're always going to see the good. It might not feel like it right away, but it will reveal itself. Oh, I like that. I'll show everybody one more time. See the truth in 2023. That makes total sense. Let's read from the book. Gotta get some more viewers on here. Call your friends. Do not be deceived. Be watchful and mindful of the illusions others weave around themselves, and that you may weave around yourself. Know the night. Understand the shadows. See through the darkness to the light of the truth. Pay attention to contradictions. Notice when actions and words are not in harmony. Hone your intuition and insight so that you may know the minds and hearts of those around you and yourself. And trust in the wisdom born of that awareness. Well, that makes sense because I said about the balance. And this is like the day and the night. Understand your shadows. Have you guys heard of the term? I know I've used it. I use it quite a bit on here. It's called your shadow work. And your shadow work is basically some of the things inside us, whether they're past programming or past beliefs from whatever they're from, experiences, trauma. And so shadow work is when we can look inward and really ask ourselves why that happened and why, look for the root cause of why we behave in such a way. On my journey, I have realized that there was things in my past that were very traumatic, and I buried them very deep because I didn't want to deal with them because they were so traumatizing to me. And when you start to look in and you really start asking yourself and your soul self questions, things will be revealed and you no longer can bury those things. And it hurts to have those emotions come forward and the memories to come forward that you've been burying. But when we start dealing with our shadows and our shit inside, you know, they make more room for goodness and they make more room for peace. All right. Well, that is, see the truth. That is the prediction for our Tauruses. All right. I'm going to put that back in the deck. And we are going to pull a reflection card now for Gemini. And Geminis have the birth date between May 21st and June 20th. So who's our Geminis? Who is our Geminis? Gemini, Gemini. All right, here we go. You're welcome, Tim. Oh, I think we had this last week. So this is the reflection. Soul Cup. Ask what is the next best loving thing you need in this moment. Take one step towards what feels soulful for you. When you fill yourself with your own love, it pours onto everyone else that you love. Well, that's a very positive note, but Spirit is telling me something else. That maybe our Geminis, we weren't filling our cup. And we were filling everybody else's cup. Who's my people pleasers? Who's my Gemini people pleasers? How does always thinking of others all the time, how does that fill our cup? Do we ever get it full? Do we always fill other people's cups? And you know, you would think that when you fill other people's cups, when it overflows, it would flow into your cup. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. It basically just goes unnoticed and you feel drained. It doesn't flow over into your cup. So don't think for a minute that people pleasing is going to fill your cup. You have to look deeper and why you continuously want to please people to where you're not filling your cup. You can't be taken advantage of. No more. Stop filling other people's cups to the point that it overflows into nothing. That was 2022. But on a positive note, I feel like you were starting to notice that shift. You were starting to notice that it has started to drain you. and that you noticed your cup. So on the positive side, I feel like you just kind of touched the surface and realized, hey, I have a cup too. So that's for 2022 for our Gemini. I'm going to shuffle this prediction for 2023 for our Geminis. Please comment, you guys. Ask questions. I'm only shooting at the hip here. I'm interpreting it to my ability. Whatever comes forward is what I reveal. Oh, hi, kitty. I have a feral cat that I have adopted, and she knows when I'm in here. I don't know if you guys can hear. Can you hear her? I think she's in heat too, because she's just a howling, and she knows when I'm in here. She sees the light on from outside. Isn't that bananas? I think Nigel's been talking to her, talking to the kitty. If you don't know, Nigel is our dog. He passed on, and I think he told Kitty, go and live with her. She needs a pet. But my husband and I, we agreed that we would not take on another dog. Careful what you wish for, because we did not say cat. But my husband is allergic, so she has to just kind of camp outside. But I've gotten her a little insulated house with a heating pad, and I feed her every day, and so I'm hoping I can, I'm going to get her taken to the vet and get her shots and get her spaded, and so that she doesn't get herself knocked up. God, I hope she doesn't before that. All right. So I'm going to pull a card for 2023 for my Geminis. Did we have this card last time? I don't remember. I'm not writing them down, but it says, do not fear the unknown. This is kind of a scary card when you first look at it. It's got a lot of feathers, some bells. Bells represent joy and freedom. Hello, Renee. Renee, you asked about a card last week. If you can tell me the number, I want to follow up on that question. So the number is 7. And that's really powerful because there are 7 energies. There are 7 chakras. And it is the year of the 7. Do not fear the unknown. Okay, this represents red again. It's red, which represents the root chakra. And that's where we feel safe, secure, grounded, rooted. Hello, yes. Is this for, yes. This is for 2023 for Gemini, Renee. It was the eagle looking over the eye. Do you remember what deck it was, Renee? Was it this deck or was it this deck? I'll look here when we're still predicting this card. So she has, or this feminine energy here. Hello, Sarah. This feminine energy here could be feminine. To me, it looks feminine. She's got antlers. She's got antlers, and feathers and bells are hanging from her antlers. And she's got her cloak, you know, like she doesn't want anybody to see her. No, but it was the yin. Oh, the yin and the yang. I'll have to take a look. And she's like kind of putting her hood aside. So does she want to see or does she want us to see her? Like, does she want to be seen, or does she want to see? So do not fear the unknown. You could use that either way. Don't fear the unknown of what you see, and don't fear the unknown of what people may see in you. Which kind of goes along with that cup, filling up the cup thing. Trying to see if I see anything else in here. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bells and 4 feathers. So I feel, okay, so the bells represent like joy and freedom. So if we look at 6, so it's either going to be on the 6th of the month, or it's going to be on the 6th month, which is June. So pay attention to either the 6th of the month, of a month in 2023, or the 6th month in June. Something powerful is going to happen. What you fear, you're no longer going to fear that anymore. Like it's going to be so powerful that it's going to, like, something will be revealed, and that you won't be scared of it. So there's 4 feathers. And something is going to come in 4s. Something's going to happen 4 times before you're going to get like, okay, this is serious. Usually what happens to me over in the past through my journey is, I'll just give you a little backstory. So when I first started my journey and I was really into like the law of attraction and synchronicities, I would find rocks in my path anywhere. And it would be places that normally wouldn't have rocks. So it would be like, for instance, I'm walking where there's absolutely no rocks on the sidewalk. There's no rocks. There's just, it's pavement. There's barely lawn, and there's no rocks anywhere. And I would literally, this rock, like a pebble, would be in my path. And I literally would, at first I dismissed it because I'm like, oh, look at there's the rock. How'd that rock get there? You know, at first I would dismiss it, but then it happened more and more and more that these rocks were showing up in my path, like literally in my path. I either walked over top of it or I stepped on top of it. And they were all the same basic shape. They were very smooth, and they were oval, and they were all the same design, close to the same color. And so I started picking them up, and they having picked them up, I saved them, and it revealed a lot in my journey about, so I'm into crystals, and I found out that I was very much into stones and crystals. And it also revealed, like, pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to where you're going. It also made me realize like how strong I was, like, you know, I am my own rock. So it was literally like little metaphorics, but it made metaphorically turned into like such impact and such synchronicities and such clarity. I save all my rocks now. I never dismiss any of the rocks that I find. So that's my little tidbit on finding things, like, you know, in succession. So going back to the signs, those rocks kept coming up and coming up. Hello, Sandy. And so each, you know, every time I would pick up a rock, it would make me reflect on what was happening in my life at that time. And now I wish I would have started like a little rock journal, write down like where I picked it up and what was happening in my life and the date. But I didn't. So let's read from the book, folks. Pay attention to things that happen in 4s, because some of us, it's going to take that long to really get the message. And then we will, if there's any questions, we will pull a collective card. A card for the collective, which is everybody. The ugly is not always bad and evil, and the beautiful not always good and just. Failure is not predetermined, nor is it given that others laugh at you if you choose to follow your dreams. It is your fear of the unknown that makes you question and judge. Do not let another's experience be the truth that guides you. Do not allow your fear of an unknown outcome to hold you prisoner. Your own experience could be both different and rewarding. Live. Well, we talked about the good and the bad in this card. So it's only appropriate that this message comes forward. Do not let another's experience be the truth that guides you. I think we do that a lot. When we ask for opinions, you know, are we just asking for sake of conversation? Like, I really want to know your experience. You know, does it give us peace of mind that we're not alone? Or are you using it as judgment? Are you using it as guidance? Like, oh, well, don't do that because so-and-so had this outcome, or you know what I mean? So be very mindful of when we're asking for someone's experience or opinions, because we don't want to let other people's experiences or opinions or judgment or wisdom, for that matter, dictate our decisions and our direction. Wisdom is good. Wisdom is good. But use it wisely. I just made that up. Cool. All right. How are we doing with our Tauruses and Geminis? Next week, we're going to do Cancer and Leo, which is the birth dates of from June 21st to July 22nd. And that's Cancer. And then Leo is July 23rd through August 22nd. I'm going to take a sip of my homemade kombucha here. I made a batch. Oh, God, it's so good. Who are my Booch fans? I've been drinking it with a little bit of no, I'm not skipping to October, Sandy. No, you got to just tune in every week. I have a tickle because I got sick a couple weeks ago, and I still have that dry, tickly cough. So I made some kombucha here this last weekend. And I added a little ginger to it, so it helps me with that tickle that's in my throat. Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love kombucha. All right. I'm going to pick a card. For the collective for 2023, or for the next week, or for the next month, or however you want to look at it. So I missed Taurus, but we'll listen. Horoscope seems to go Aries or Taurus. What the recipe to make it? Oh, kombucha. Well, you have to have a SCOBY. A little off topic here, but this is the way it goes. She asked, I'm going to tell. So you have to have a SCOBY. Renee, if you live around here, message me if you want to start making kombucha, but you have to have a SCOBY. And I have extras if anybody's in the Bloomer area for a SCOBY. And then you boil some water. And then you put in like 6 or 8 tea bags of black tea. I didn't have black tea last week, and I ended up using just decaffeinated green tea, and it still worked. It still worked. So then after your tea is cooled, you add in a cup of regular white sugar. I have gotten away with 3/4 cup of sugar. You just can't, depending on your preference of taste. I don't like it very, oh, you are. You're down the road from me. Cool. I don't like it very sour. So I only will brew my kombucha for a week. So if you're using only 3/4 cup of sugar, it's not going to be very sweet, and it's going to be really sour if you let it go more than 1 week. So anyways, you cover it with cheesecloth, and then you put the SCOBY in there, and you let the SCOBY do its. The SCOBY is like a healthy, mold-free bacteria, and that bacteria ferments, and it feeds on the sugar, and then it makes this really wonderful probiotic. It could be I'm not sure if it's pre or pro, but I know that it helps with the gut. All right, so let's pull for the collective, folks. I'm going to use this deck. I'm using Colette Baron Reed's The Enchanted Map. This is my very, very first deck. I can't get rid of it. It's my go-to. I know these cards very well. And we got One Ring Circus. It's a 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. That resonates with you. Oh, what is the moon phase tonight? I think we're at last quarter moon lately. Well, what I see right away is I see for the collective, she's got like, see her stockings? Like one is red, one is green or darker colored. And then do you see where we've got like, look how the water is different on each side. Like this is calm and this is more active, not calm. And there's like vines here. The red shoe. The red shoe. Stockings. And elephants represent, you know, bravery and strength. And there's like, there's like vines here. So are we tethered on to something? Are we tethered on to something that we should be, or are we tethered on to something that we shouldn't be? A one-ring circus. When I think of one-ring circus, I think of doing things chaotically by myself. But she's sitting on top of this elephant. And she doesn't look like she's scared to like ride it. Yeah, exactly, Sandy. Balance and stability. She's not scared. She's not even hanging on. She's like sitting there on the side of it. Yeah, she's not scared at all. Well, that goes with Do Not Fear the Unknown card. And the elephant's trunk is like not down, not up, but kind of towards his back, and it's up, like he's got something to say. Balance. Good and bad. We talked about that with this card. One ring circus. So in the midst of like, okay, when you think of like a one ring circus, there's usually not one ring. It's usually like a 3-ring circus, and there's so much going on. And when you are at a circus, there's like usually 3 rings, and there's usually something going on in all of them. So if we don't stop and focus on our One Ring circus, we're gonna miss out on something, because there's so much else going on that we don't need to worry about, and that it doesn't affect us. And I'm getting like loosen the reins a little bit, you know? Stop being scared. Because the universe will always protect us. God has our back. And if you are, doubting yourself, ask God. Ask God for help. Ask God for answers. And if, you're having, I have noticed that when I start to feel a little anxiety or negative thinking or negative talking, I ask God, like, okay, I'm going to just give it to God. I'm going to give it to God. And it seems to work. When I give it all, it's like, I don't need that. I got to get rid of it. I'm going to read from the book, folks. See if any of the words in the book resonate with my interpretation. You are capable and competent. Independence is key now as you step into your journey today. Others may not have the vision or resources that you need. Recognize that all the wisdom you've acquired. Where's our owl? Didn't we have an owl? Oh, where'd he go? Our owl went away. Recognize that all the wisdom you've acquired along the way makes you particularly competent, capable of moving forward with assurance. Self-reliance is important. Another aspect to consider is creating and maintaining clear boundaries between you and another. Be discerning about your partnerships at this time. When you know who you are and have a healthy sense of where you end and others begin, you'll be able to enter into the best kind of relationship and will attract people who mirror back your wholeness. We talked about that with the cup. Interdependent relationships are always mutually supportive, stimulating, and transformative. You can achieve anything at this time. What's up, Jack? Jack, do you want to say hi?
What's up?
That's my son, Jack.
Where's your computer?
Oh, it's right there, honey. Right there.
I'm tripping.
Right there. So that is the message for the collective, folks. Any other questions that we have? Like I said, next week will be Cancer and Leo. And we have some events coming up. I finally have created the events on the Facebook page. So February 5th, we are doing we're going to do a letting go and forgiveness ceremony here at my house. And this year we're going to do it different because I don't want you to come with a letter. I want to have an impromptu. I want it to be very spontaneous, and I want you to write your letter. You can come with notes and an idea or anything, but I want you to come to the forgiveness ceremony. We're going to write the letter here, and then if you feel comfortable, the thing that we do is we read them out loud if you're comfortable, and then it's down here, Jack. It's down there. And then we burn them. All right. But I'm also going to implement kind of like a more letting go, because that goes very much hand in hand with forgiveness ceremony. After that, we have another event at Crush Nutrition, and it's going to be kind of tailored around Valentine's Day. And it's going to be, the theme is like intuitive love stories. So what I'll be doing that day is I'll be bringing my decks, and I'll be at Crush Nutrition, and it's going to be basic open house. You can walk in and you can get like a shake and a tea. Jen is going to have some specials and some promos for Valentine's Day. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out as many like love theme cards from my deck. And then if you come in, you can sit down with me and we will pull a love card, and we will like predict a little message for you for your love life, or just just for love in general, whether it's for yourself or unconditional love for yourself, or maybe you're looking for some love. Maybe you need to work on some showing more love, or maybe accepting more love. So it's all going to be Intuitive Love Stories with TT on February 11th. It's free. I'm going to be selling some notebooks that I've been making. But yeah, so those are the events. So February 5th is the forgiveness ceremony here at my house. It's free of charge. And I think we're going to do like 4:30, because the sun kind of goes down at 4:30, and then we can start a fire. If it's really super cold, it was really nice last year when we did it, but if it's really super cold, chances are, like if it's too cold and snowy and rainy or whatever, we'll postpone it to maybe the next full moon or the next following weekend. We will see. I haven't had to cancel it due to weather. So yeah, and then 11th is Intuitive Love Stories. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for joining this group that I started over a year ago. It's a collective, so it's for you. I think we have like 450 members. Not all are interactive, but this is a safe space, and reach out to me if you want a reading. And my husband is doing Reiki sessions, so you can reach out to me and I can get you his number, and you can reach out to him if you would like a Reiki session, or you can have us do both, a reading and a Reiki session. We've done that before. All right, folks. I will see you next Wednesday. Thanks all for watching. Have a great rest of your week.